So, good evening, everyone. I'll be talking about methodologies in handling disruptions. So, again, when we say disruptions, right? So, these are the following problems that can interrupt the supply chain management. So, the first one is, what is a supply chain disruption? So, again, here is any sudden change or crisis, it be it local or global, that is negatively impacts the process. So in the supply chain disruption is that you are going to control, no, you're going to control or manage disruptions. Because why? Because if you're not going to manage or control those disruptions, is that might as well it can really affect your, for example, your business, or it can really affect your organizations, right? So this one here, there are many types of supply chain disruptions, and there are two things you have to look at it. The first one is what is the probability? So when we say probability, the likelihood of something happening or being the case, no? Probability nga mahitabo gyud ang mga pahitabo, no? That is probability, no? Mahitabo ang angay na mahitabo. And when we say what is severity? So when we say severity, it's the state of being severe, like bad, serious, unpleasant, or harsh. So again, so when we say severity, it's either this means like unsa siya kagrabe, right? That's the difference between probability, which is it will going to happen or likelihood to happen, and which is severity is the state if very bad ba siya, very serious ba siya, or dili kay siya serious, or unpleasant ba siya, or harsh, or dili kay siya ang iyang kagrabe, right? And then the next one is, here are some reasons your supply chain might see an impact. So the first one is pandemic, no? So again, supply chains, pandemic virus outbreaks. So of course, no, as we all know, no, during the pandemic, naadyo yung mga panghitabo or mga bad impact ang pandemic, not just here in the Philippines, but also worldwide. No? So ang mga kasagaran, sa may nahitabo kasagaran. So the businesses, some of the businesses, nag-close jud siya, right? Nag-close jud siya because of the severity, no, the severity of the pandemic, or the virus outbreaks. And then the second one is natural disasters like storms, floods, and fire. Kabalo naman tani, right? So as we all know, ang Philippines di jud mawagtangan or di jud mahutdan og mga natural disasters. Kaya naman ta sa Pacific Ring of Fire, right? So anytime na jud mga typhoon, every month, usually na dyan mga typhoons, or usually na dyan mga earthquakes nga mahitabo. So what are we going to do is that we are going to prevent it. We will have some preventions and also some preparations. Kaya nga no, if ang nature na gani ang nature na gani ang maglihok, na dyan tendency nga grabe. No? So that is why we need to prepare. And then the next one is the transportation failures and the delays, no, like because of natural disasters or many, for example, accidents, like it can really affect the trade routes, no. For example, imong driver diri sa Cebu City, na may mga daghang mga rally, na ay mga events nga kanang mga concerts, na ay mga party diha, or na ay mga accidents diha, that can make for example, that can make some delays or failures, no. And then the fourth one is the product problems, issues regarding with the products, right? Kasagaran magud sa ato issues regarding with the products, like for example, anam jud mga customers, we also know as customers, no, we want our products, no, as much as possible kung ma-deliver ganyan siya nice, pleasant, presentable, no, kisa man siganan mo dawat og lumping, no. So might as well kung tanay mga lumping, so maybe ato na siya yung uli or something like that, right? We don't know. we don't know magud what happened, especially kanang mag-deliver, no, mag-angatch-angatch ang rider, right? So na jud siya mga kasagaran na product problem. So good for us nga nakadawat ta sa mga sa parcel baron o sa mga supplies nga presentable, no? Gabi kana, I mean, intact ra japon siya. And then the next one is price. What is this one? Price fluctuations, no? So prices on products fluctuate cost by numbers of factors. Also gonna now fluctuate. Now when we say fluctuate, no, it's the rise and fall irregularly in number or amount, no. So nowadays, no, price fluctuations, the raw materials are really increasing the price, no. Some of the, for example, maybe atong necessities, atong essentials are really increasing ni-increase ang price niya ba, right? Ni-increase ang price niya from time to time. So, for example, mga gasolina, and for example, itong mga foods or essential foods, the prices are really increasing, right? We don't know, maybe some of the factors, kaya nga naman because of the pandemic, kaya nga naman because of the gamay ra og supply, right? So, na siya mga causes, some of the causes. And then the next one is cyber attacks. We all know what is cyber attacks, no? From the word cyber, it uses computer, no? Security breach. So, more example, kung ikaw ang, if ever, no, if your company is a big company, so might as well muhire jud kag mga specific person or personal that can control or manage in terms of cyber attacks, no? Kaya basin na niyo yung mga suyaon nga mo mukuha sa imuhang business, no, or sa muhak sa mga website. So that is why need jud kag mga security, no, security. And then the next one is the 7 tactics for preparing for supply chain disruptions. You won't probably get much notice about disruptions to your supply chain, so it's good idea to plan ahead for any eventuality. And of course, no, everything, even sa itong life, kailangan atong mga pagbuhaton, kailangan itong mga buluhaton is we need to have a proper plan, no? Kaya nga naman, para if not a plan, we will be guided. Right? We will be guided. So here are the few things to consider while creating a strategy for managing chain disruptions. The first one is create a supply chain emergency plan. So for backup plan, when creating an emergency plan, you should think about all the different ways you can move goods around. To consider setting aside an emergency budget that can be used in case of disruptions. No, from the word emergency, kailangan, even sa itong life, ma-apply na nato. So, kung ikaw, we are all human, no? Naman dyan yung mga tendencies nga masakit ta. Naman dyan yung tendencies nga na problems nga need og kwarta. So, that is why, na dyan kay mga emergency plan, nga if ever, na kay problems is that makot-kot nimo or magamit nimo, right? So, as well as supply chain disruptions also, you should have a backup plan. So, whatever happens, you will have a backup plan of what are you going to do, no? And then the second one is build up inventory. So, this might mean having a store of finished goods, components or even raw materials, whatever you might need to maintain your business if your supply chains are temporarily cut off. So, sa atong inventory, you should have a great inventory. For example, if within that month, kailangan you have the enough goods, no, na makasustain until it lasts, no? I mean, makasustain until kanos aka mag-order og balik. Kaya nga no, if you're not going to have a proper inventory, so might as well it can create a bad impact sa imong operations. Sa sa operations, kung na siya mga impact sa imong operations, it can create a bad impact within sa imong mga customers. That can what? That can make your business maybe fail, maybe a failure, or maybe it can make your business nga di kanang na mga problems, no? And that is one thing that you need to what? That you need to consider as always. The next one is conduct a supply chain vulnerability audit. So kind of vulnerability, again, when we say vulnerability, it's about the weaknesses, no? It's about the weaknesses. Okay, this will help you focus on where you need to find alternatives, and it can also be helpful to assess potential environment, social, and political conditions that may impact your supply routes. Again, focus on where you need to find alternatives. Also, alternatives like your other options. That what are you going to do, no? And for example, among weaknesses is kanang gamay ra ka og ma-deliver. So, mo ma-deliver kay gamay na usara man ka track nimo. May usara man ka, for example, track imong magamit. So, gamay ra imong ma-deliver. So, think of any alternatives. No, think of any alternatives. So, isa man gay ka track, so maybe mangabang ka na di man nimo ma-afford og mopalit kag lain. So, mangabang kag lain na sakyanan or something like that. Any alternatives, no? Any alternatives that you should do, no? That you should do in your supply chain, no? I mean, to avoid supply chain disruptions. Naadjud kay mga option A, option B, option C, option pinaka options, no? Para it cannot affect badly sa imong operations, no? The next one is this one, identify backup suppliers. So this will probably mean identifying suppliers in other geographic locations and building a relationship with them so that they can step in when you need them, no? Kailangan, if you're going to have suppliers, kailangan medyo dagan-dagan sigag suppliers, no? For example, much as well doldora sa iyong business, might as well ngay na. If ever, for example, you have or you need to have another sets of suppliers po. Para if ever nga ang katong suppliers dili siya available, na kailangang option, no? Dili kay kara pa nga tayo maara na kamangita, which is bad, no? Which is bad. And then the next one is diversity supply base. By setting up your supply chain so that you can have suppliers in different places, you can ensure that you always be able to get at least some goods amidst any disruptions. Diversify. Ano sa man diversify? When we say diversify, no? Diversify. What is your own opinion? Diversify, no? When we say diversify, it means make or become more diverse, no? Varied, no? Diversify your supply base. Imagine na siyang, you will have lots of varieties. Dili lang ka, usara ka buhok sa usara ka mag-depend, but then daghan, diverse, no? Diverse. By setting up your supply chain so that you have supplies in different places, varied ka. Dili ka mag-depend sa usa ka supplier, but then you have lots or varieties of suppliers. No? Lots of varieties or lots of supplies. Kaya nga naman, para makabalo ka, this one is better. Nindot na siya. Bati na siya. Kanang, bati na ang iyang gi-supply. Ari na sa Pikas B. Nindot na sa niyo. Ari na sa Gudri. Varieties. And then the next one is partner with logistics experts. So find a fulfillment in supply chain expert that can step it into support when when disruptions happen, no? Might as well not kay mga partners with logistics, right? Expert, no? It would be your edge and it would be your advantage if you will have some partners nga mga expert in terms of logistics, no? Kaya naman ka maka-create man kag mga maybe for example, you can create or build a relationship with that logistic expert, and then so maybe na kay maka-discuss, and also na kay mga pabor or mga na kay mga favor na kay mga favors, no? Nga mauyon na niya, no? Which is that can create a win-win situation, no? A win-win situation. Next one is adopt risk evaluation tools. Use technology to evaluate potential threats to your supply chain, and try AI-enabled mapping and environmental analysis solutions, aggregate apps that provide geopolitical overviews and systems that can evaluate cyber threats. No, adapt risk evaluation tools. No, this one also, for example, you will also adopt, no, in terms of kind of modern na ba, modern na we are living in a modern world. So that is why dili na ta ato mga traditional way, no? So you will adapt AIs, kind of mga different kinds of cyber tools that can help your company improve, that can help your company's welfare, especially in terms of cyber threats, no? Mogamit jud ka ng computerized nga mga lig-on and makasaligan, lig-on and trustworthy nga mga tools, no? Trustworthy na mga tools that could really help your supply chain, no? So that could really help your supply chain. The next one is here, steps to take when a disruption has occurred. Communicate with customers, no? So of course you need to communicate, or you need to talk with your customers. If you're upfront about the delays and the reasons for them, your customer's base is more likely to be understanding, no? You need to communicate with customers para makabalo ka unsay what are the things, or what are the things kayang ganahan, or what are the things na dili niya ganahan, right? You need to communicate. You need to know each of the customer's preferences, no? The customer's preferences. The next one, number 2, is evaluate all critical components for the supply chain. No? Figure out what you absolutely need to continue operating going forward and origin of their supply. Look to establish alternatives supplies for critical parts and products first. Critical components of the supply chains. When we say critical, no, mga important or mga crucial, no? Important or critical components sa supply chain. So figure out what you absolutely need to continue. No, you're going to figure out, no, what are the things that you need to continue, and what are the things that you need to stop. No, what are the things that you need to stop? And the region of their supply, no, what are the things or mga supplies nga imong need nimo i-continue, and what are those products or stocks or supplies nga need na nimo i-stop, kay nga naman it's not a good supply, or it's not kuan ba kanang wala siya good feedback. Wala siya good feedback. And also it just like it'll just create bad impact, especially sa mga customers. And then number 3 is estimate available inventory. Generally you should have a good account of your available inventory at any given time, no? You should have this one, no? Estimate available inventory, no? It is really crucial, or it's really important, no, nga na-adjud kay mga accurate nga inventory. Kaya nga if your inventory is not so accurate, so might as well some of your supplies will be wasted. So that is one. You should have a good account na dyan kay mga copy ana, so that from time to time nga imuhan ng inventory time, no, inventory time is that you will know unsa ang nikita, or unsa ang wala nikita, or unsa ang angay nimo ipadayon, or unsa yung angay nga dili na nimo ipadayon, right? And then the next one, or the last one, is steps to take when a disruption has occurred. So number 4, assess buyer behaviors. Keep track of how changing buying behavior is affecting which of your products customers are seeking, no? Kailangan as hospitality management, no, or for example, and any sa business, kailangan customer is always we should think about our customers, no? Customers will be our first priority, no? Kailangan sa mga likes Kung sa mga preferences, kung sa behavior, so yung behavior ng mga customers is that you need to know, no? You need to know so that you will know what are the products that they are seeking. No? And then the last one is number 5, optimize production and distribution capacity for safety. Make sure to optimize your production and disruption strategies to make sure your products are being made and delivered in a way that is safe for everyone involved. No? Make sure you optimize your production. Optimize, or you need to have kanang efficiency in terms of production and distribution, no? Para being made, para ma-deliver siya on time, wa siya mga delays. Kaya nga, no, the delays would have, kuan man good, would create a bad impact sa imong customers, no? The delays will have a bad impact sa imong customers. So that is why you need, nga, wala jud kay mga delays, no? You need to deliver on time, no? and in time, and also you need to make sure that your products are safe and delivered well, no? Your products are safe and delivered well. So kani lang sa, I will record another one. Okay, bye for now. Thank you.